Hello and welcome back to Sonic Alchemy. I'm here with Daniel and we are here super excited to share the latest updates on Huon. And if you have seen the video before on Huon, Huon is among many things, binaural beat and isochronic tone, synthesizer and healing frequency plugin. And since the last video, like we did a live stream introducing Huon, and there was beautiful resonance, and people already like using it in their offerings. And since that version that came out, there has been some updates. And the intention for this video is to let you guys know about the new features, but also show you like a general overview of the features for those of you who are new to Huon. And we're also super excited to let you know that we're working on a free course right now where we go like super in depth about each feature. So in this video, this is more like a general overview of the features, like a little presentation and everything. But then if you feel like, oh, wow, that's, kind of overwhelming, or how did they do that? Don't worry. There will be a course with every feature like explained in depth coming out very soon. So yeah, so the first thing that I noticed looking at it since the last version is this beautiful new color theme that I think is very charming. Like to me, I really resonate a lot with that. It looks super beautiful. Somehow it feels even like a bit more clear to me in a way. And I really like it. So that's the first feature that stands out to me. And yeah, Daniel, where would you like to start? Like imagine people, seeing Huon for the first time. Maybe you can walk us through the features, a bit like step by step. And then, yeah, maybe we'll see.
Yeah, of course. Thank you very much for your nice introduction. And let's just start with a look and feel that's new. Um, I can just go back and show the old theme. So now we have a light theme and a dark theme. This one is the old theme.
So you just went into the settings on that like wheel there, on that icon,
Yeah,
wheel icon, and then you get
just
into the settings
on
and
the
then.
top corner, on the top right corner, there's the settings symbol, and there you can uh, go and set the look and feel on the left side here. Go back to the day theme because I also feel much more comfortable now. It's so enlightening to use this theme, so
Right?
clean. So it's very nice. Yeah. So as you said, we are preparing a course with 12 parts, and it starts with getting started, and then we have a section for advancing your skills, and in the end there is an advanced course section. And this video should serve as an kind of panorama view of the whole course. So we go to each section and go not too deep into all the things, into the parameter settings, but this video would be like more often like an introduction of what you can do, and so okay, I want to go deeper in the course later. So at the start, I would just give an overview for the layout. So you can go quickly around what is the structure, where can I find what, and let's begin with the top part. So as you see here, we have this main menu on top. There are some major features you have quick access to. So for example, the preset manager. You click here and you get a selection of different presets, for example, binaural beats, monaural beats. So you can quickly set up Huon. If you want to use like binaural beats 10 Hertz, you can click this and will set up everything that you need. If you play now a tone, it's set up in 10 Hertz binaural beats. I will go back to initial state of the plugin. Then we have some more buttons here, like the record button. If you want to record your microphone input, you can switch that on. Now you see my voice is coming into Huon. We will come back to this feature later, what we can do with this. Then, yeah, let's go not too deep, just like give a quick overview.
It's just one thing that I would like to add. Right now, you're working on the standalone version, right? Like this is not the plugin version, this is the standalone, but the plugin is one-on-one the same thing, right?
Oh yeah, good that you know that, because actually, yes, I'm on the standalone version. So you can use Huon as a standalone version and also as a VST plugin or a component plugin. Actually, yes. So the microphone in functionality is only in the standalone version, which makes sense because in Ableton, for example, or in
You
your
can route your mic in other ways.
you can insert your input sound through the host routing itself.
Yeah, yeah, and that will also be part of the video, like of the course you will explain how to do it. Yeah, sweet.
So yeah, here on the top right, we have the master volume. You can set up your volume you like. By default, it's set to minus 20 dB because in most use cases you'd like to use binaural beats or isochronic tones, and in general it's used to be more calm in the background, right? Then we have this side panel here. There are two side panels actually. The outer side panel is the primary side panel. You have some main functionality for the layout. Here's the settings I showed you already. This audio settings is only necessary in Huon standalone. Here you can set up all your audio inputs and outputs. Very useful and helpful is this help notifications. You can turn this on and you hover over parameters and you get like help tips that explain everything in detail for you. So you learn by using Huon also about all the frequency integration techniques, for example. Yeah, here we have 4 buttons. You can like customize your layout. If you can turn off the main panel, you can turn off the bottom panel, and so you only have this. For example, if you want to focus on setting up parameters, for example, then you could maybe use this. Then you can see all parameters at once. As you wish, you can turn off, turn on everything you'd like.
I love this flexibility, man. That's great for the workflow. So you can customize, kind of hone in on the things that are important for whatever you try to achieve.
Yes, it's really powerful. Also here for the bottom menu, you have like separate options. You can, for example, only show the keys here. You can show the graph and the keys without the note information. Maybe you don't need the note information always. Let's go back to everything. Yeah. These are the main areas for quick actions. We have here some pro features we will get into later. Then let's go to the main area of the plugin. This is separated in 3 areas. Or more like 2 areas. If we combine this area here, we have the module area. Here, everything is structured in modules, like the binaural beats module, the noise module, the delay module, everything is a module. And we have, in the middle, we have the main module area, the view where you can switch through the categories, and you can navigate to the desired module, what you want to work on at the moment. So for example, you might want to start with generating sound, then you go to the synthesizer tab, and here you have everything that is related to generating sound. It's most likely where you start. Here are the MIDI effects. So this is like the main view for the modules. And on top, there is a compact view of the modules. Some very important modules are positioned here with a compact view, so you can quickly do adjustments for the most important modules here. Right now it's set up like binaural beats, delay, reverb, mixer. This is very useful. You can also...
I'm curious, are these like MIDI mappable, like those parameters? Could you map them to a controller?
Yeah, of course. So if
Amazing.
you're working in a host application, DHW, Ableton, for example, if you open the VST plugin, you see every parameter in Ableton, and you can map every parameter here with the map macro in Ableton. That's
amazing.
totally possible.
Super cool.
Yeah, then we have, this is the modules area, and in the bottom we have this area, the frequency display. As you see, this stereo frequency display, which displays binaural beats. As you can see, as I set up the binaural beats frequency, you can see the red color is the left signal, and the yellow color is the right signal. And this display is made so that you can always visualize what you do with the binaural beats, which helps a lot to understand how it works and what you're doing. Then underneath the frequency display, we have this keyboard and the frequency slider. Yeah, this is like a quick overview just to give an idea where to find what. And in the next part, we go further, just generating binaural beats. But at first, maybe Stefan, do you have some notes, some remarks, some questions about this quick overview?
No, I mean, I'm just in general like pretty stunned and in awe and amazed by how, complex yet like super beautiful and simple it is in terms of, the way that you structured it. I think that's also, part of the German, how you say, like mindset that we have. Like we are really good at, structuring things, like engineering kind of mindset. And it's super beautifully done. And I've seen other tools, and work with other tools that try to do similar things, but will never get, to that level. And no, I just think it's beautiful, man. It's almost like a piece of art to me to look at it. And I'm just so grateful that this exists. And yeah, curious to see more. So far, everything is pretty clear to me and pretty awesome.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to hear that. And yeah, so let's go and make some binaural beats, right?
Oh.
Yeah, so like the cure of Huon is generating binaural beats and isochronic tones
Which we
alongside.
just assume people know what that is, but if not, like those are tools to entrain the brain wave frequency into desired states, where isochronic tones is more like a direct pulse, right? That's kind of mono. And binaural beats are like a stereo phenomena where there's a slight difference between the left and the right ear in terms of the pitch or the frequency, and the difference, the mathematical difference, is the equal amount of the binaural beat. So like an 8 hertz difference between left and right. Let's say left is 100 hertz, right is 108 hertz. This would create an 8 hertz binaural beat. We would think that most people who would watch this video already know this, but if not, like that's pretty much what it is in a nutshell.
Yeah, thank you so much for explaining. We could actually do like an experiment. So I often like to show people just experiencing this binaural beat by themselves. So if you have, please put on headphones for this. And I have to put on my headphones as well. Let's experience binaural beats at first. Let's say we want to bring our brain into theta state of 4 hertz. Let's set it to 4 hertz. Now,
one of my favorite frequencies, by the way.
So nice, yeah. So the thing is, the binaural beat, the pulsing is not so, it's more like you have to know where to listen to. So, but you can make an experiment. Just hear the sound and put off one side of your ear, the headphone of the right side, put it off, and you hear like a steady tone, right?
Yeah, totally.
Then the other ear, try and see, okay, it's steady tone. And then go back to both headphones and you hear, okay, now it's pulsing. And this helps to learn where to hear, where to perceive this beating. This might help. And also, like, it helps. In Huon, we have the possibility to switch between, to blend between monaural beat and binaural beat. We have this pulse slider. If I move this, we hear this pulsing, and now it's a monaural beat. It's not binaural anymore, but it's the same frequency. And if we go back to binaural beats again, it might help us to perceive the binaural beat better, because we heard it before very clear, and now we know which frequency we might expect in the pulsing. Yeah, this is like this is the binaural beat.
Yeah, awesome.
Okay, let's see where to continue. So I like, for people who are just starting with brainwave entrainment, might ask, okay, where should I apply binaural beats? Where should I apply isochronic tones? So the thing is that binaural beats only work for headphones. So if you intend to produce music that is heard via headphones, you might use binaural beats. If you want to play your music on festivals or something, or on loudspeakers, isochronic tones might be the better choice.
And are monaural beats and isochronic tones basically the same thing, but just a different name for it, or is there a difference?
So the difference is the way
The way that they're being created, right? One is the tremolo and one is like made with the LFO or something like that. Well, I mean, both is probably the LFO, but
actually, it's a different way the brain is triggered. So binaural beats is generating like this pulsing inside the brain. It is actively creating a frequency within because the brain like perceive this pitch different on the left and the right ear, and it's so slightly apart that it tries to compensate, and it comes up with this new frequency to compensate for it. And if you use isochronic tones, it's a different case. The brain don't need to compensate for anything. It just gets
just being entrained by the pulse.
This frequency over and over again, and is entrained by that.
Yeah, through the steadiness of the pulse. My question was if monaural beats and isochronic tones are the same thing.
Okay, I misunderstood. So actually, you could say it's pretty similar. So it's almost
and there's no way of like difference in terms of how they are created in the plugin. That's what I was like, because maybe under the hood something different is going on to create a monaural beat, which is the same sensation, but you know.
Actually, I would say monaural beat. If I blend this pulse slider to 100%, then we have a monaural beat. But this is just, there is almost no part where the sound is for a longer period very like zero. It's more like a sinus wave, like a wave that is constantly moving. And if you use isochronic tones, there might be like a bigger phase of zero where the volume is zero. You have more like impulses.
Exactly. Yeah. So I thought, yeah, there would be like a technical difference, but it feels the same. Like it feels like one continuous pulse, like mono in that way, or like equally distributed left and right, but technically it's a little difference. Yeah.
Yeah, I could show here. I have this LFO where you can create isochronic tones, and here it's the example. So monaural beats, what I showed you with the pulse slider,
it's always sine waves, right?
Is this one here.
Yeah.
You just get like a 0 point on the very bottom of this wave. Other than the isochronic tones, this is the difference, I would say. You have more like impulses where the 0 point is like really zero for a longer period of time. So you get more this click, or like more, I feel like the brain is more triggered by the snappiness of the sound.
Get it. Yeah, totally, because it's more distinct. Yeah. Okay, cool. That answers my question.
So in the getting started part of the course, we have like the video about binaural beats, how to generate them, and the second part is like how to generate isochronic tones. And I feel like we can combine this here.
Totally.
I showed you how to generate binaural beats. Let's have a look into isochronic tones then.
Yes,
please. So for isochronic tones, there are actually 3 ways you can generate them inside Huon. So first possibility would be to use the LFO here. This is like an envelope shaper. You can choose one of these waveforms. Let's say like half smooth step is one of my favorites here. And if you play any sound, let's take this binaural beat we generated before. And it doesn't matter if the binaural beat is set up to 4 hertz or to 0. If you turn on this isochronic blend here and set up the frequency, let's set it to 5.05 hertz and turn up this isochronic blend, then we get this envelope shaping the sound, and you get this isochronic tone. Let's just, for this purpose, do also 4 hertz, and the binaural beats to 0, so we can more focus on the LFO. Now we have isochronic tones with the LFO. We can...
Yeah. And you know, something that I love about this also is what I do with isochronic tones is I choose a certain healing frequency, let's say like 528 hertz, right, as a DNA activation frequency, among many other beautiful benefits. And if you pulse this, then you have like two in one, basically. So you have the healing frequency there as an information, but then it's also entraining the brain, which you could not do with the binaural beat. You could have like 528 hertz on the left and then like 520 on the right, but that's not the same thing as having like 528 constantly pulsing in 4 hertz. So that's why I love also by isochronic tones to have the opportunity to set a fixed healing frequency and have that as a very clear information also, and training, our system.
Yeah, totally. This is a big difference. It's hard to wrap your head around when you're working with binaural beats and you want to use those frequencies. There are workflows. We will go deeper later in the video course also, how to integrate those sounds into music production. But your example is very, it's very common, and I often use it. I can just show this example. If we turn on the temperament solfeggio here, we have the solfeggio frequencies. Here we have...
Yeah, by the way, that's another killer feature for me. Like, that's so awesome that you can just play the solfeggio tones like on a keyboard. Like, this has never been possible because there's no actual solfeggio scale in Western music or whatever, but you have created it so that we can actually play the frequencies on the push of a note on the keyboard. Man, that's epic.
Yeah. So now I play 528 hertz with the LFO on 4 hertz, like a theta state. And yeah. Actually, now
you can even play more. That's so cool.
I integrated the solfeggio frequencies, so you can... It's octavated all the solfeggio frequencies, so you can play like
genius, man.
Multiple
I get tingles already, man.
Yeah, and the very powerful thing about using the LFO is that you can combine different frequencies. You could set up here like 10 hertz binaural beat with 4 hertz LFO. So now you have like the combination of 4 hertz and 10 hertz. So it's...
And that is something that is super powerful because, I mean, obviously there's no isolated frequency in nature. And this, to me, it feels like almost we are tapping into the idea of multidimensional consciousness, right? So like one part of our being is like connected into that theta state and it's like super open, to the subconscious and whatever. But then there's also the 10 hertz, which is more like an alpha frequency, which keeps us somewhat present, in that realm. And then we are like in both realms at the same time, which is pretty cool to me. And I think that's something really worth experimenting with. Like seeing how that affects us on a level that has never been done before because it was not possible. There was no tool that was able to do that until now.
Yeah, totally. So yeah, the LFO is one very great way to combine those frequencies. Let's go over to the second option you can use for isochronic tones is the arpeggiator. It will generate MIDI notes, and you have different use cases for those different options. The thing is, for the arpeggiator, you can customize your envelope yourself with the ADSR envelope parameters. You can set up the attack and the release. So here you can fine-tune your envelopes yourself. This is
You could also play a chord, right?
right now I just play one note.
Yeah, I say you could play a chord,
I
right?
could, yeah. I could play a solfeggio accord.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh man, yeah, there's definitely something happening right now.
I could
Wow, bro. It's like instant face locking. Man, like full alignment.
I could also move to another frequency. And now if I play more notes,
Yeah, now I'm feeling we're contacting, extra dimensional beings or something. It's like, wow, bro, that's super powerful. I already like, ooh, need to take a deep breath and take a sip of water here.
yeah, it's really powerful. That is the second possibility to create isochronic tones. And there is also a more, I would say, experimental way to create isochronic tones if we, with the delay effect.
Oh, okay.
I see my MacBook is very struggling with CPU usage right now, recording the screen and everything.
Yeah, we have a lot of like screen recording and routings in the background that kind of take up a lot of that capacity, right?
I think, yeah, my MacBook is not reacting at the moment.
Okay.
It's too much for him.
Yeah. Well, maybe we leave that feature then for the course,
Yeah.
right? And it does sound pretty advanced to me, to be honest. So maybe we just leave it for the course.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So, could you maybe see in the course overview what's the next point?
Yes. Yes. 1 sec. So working with noise.
Yeah. That is okay. Let's go back to equal temperament. We have a noise module here, and you could add noise to everything, to your binaural beats, isochronic tones in the background, as you wish.
Because everything sounds better with noise, right? And the thing is that like the Monroe Institute, like the ones who did the HemiSync protocol and where people leave their body and all that stuff, they work with noise also, right? So that is a super key feature to have.
Yeah, totally. And here you have the possibility to set this width slider. Oh, let me just go to English language. Yeah. So you have this width parameter. You can switch from mono noise to stereo noise.
Yeah.
Now this is a white noise, and you
Mhm.
have this filter tab, and you can give it a low cut and a high cut.
Yeah, which does make sense in mixing environments, right? Because white noise is across the whole frequency spectrum, which
Yeah,
could, in the mix, add low-end energy that is not needed or make sound things a bit harsh, especially if it's going to be mastered and with presence and stuff. So it's good to have those filter options. And also
yeah.
just to have it more subtle, right? It's still like soothing,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not as abrasive as it is when there's the full frequency spectrum.
Yeah. So
And the EQ beautifully describes that. I love that how you can see like all the frequency display on the bottom really shows like how, the noise is everywhere, but then when you apply the filter where it's being cut out, so you have a visual representation of that as well.
yeah, totally. And yeah, so noise would be a great possibility also to do your isochronic tones with. So just for
Mhm.
as example, if you combine it with the LFO, you have now your isochronic tones with the noise. So
Which almost reminds me of a shaker in a shamanic ceremony,
yeah, of
kind
course,
of.
you could use it for any kind of music production, any kind of genre.
Mhm.
Um, mm, let's set this to maybe 16. The thing is, one thing what is very powerful about the noise, this is what I struggled with at the beginning. I didn't, so I noticed that if I use very high frequencies for isochronic tones, that I get audio side effects.
Mhm.
And I
Okay.
noticed and I learned that this is common problem. If you enable them, if you try this with different tools, if you have this frequency getting very high, then you get this side effects. I can show this
Mhm.
with a binaural beat here. You see here you have side effects, and here if you go very high in frequency, if you are low, you don't have side effects.
Yeah.
But if you go very quick, you get side effects. This is like a common problem. I wrap my head around it, and I try to find a solution to fix this, but it's not fixable, as I learned.
Mhm. Mhm.
This is a common problem, and
Okay.
I found that that noise would help. So in noise, the side effects are not so noticeable because it's
Yeah.
noise, right? If you and noise you can integrate everywhere. So it's a great opportunity to use noise for isochronic tones, I think.
Amazing.
Um,
Yeah, I think so too.
yeah, that's about the noise. Let's
Mhm.
go further, right?
Sweet. I think the next one would be let's see, voice integration and creative processing.
Oh yeah, this is a very fun one.
Mhm.
Um, and we have here in the audio source, like the voice module, and we can turn on the microphone here.
Yeah.
And everything that I speak now is going through Huon.
Yeah,
But
so your voice is not chopped up as an isochronic tone.
mm, yeah, right now my voice is isochronic tone. Hello?
That's cool.
Okay, let's turn the LFO up. Yeah, down, off. Yeah, that's also possible. Like the LFO is very like a magic feature. It will just isochronic tone everything.
That's awesome.
Okay, now there's my voice, right?
Mhm.
Before I said that the delay is a very experimental and useful
If
tool.
you like, you can mute yourself on Zoom for that section if that's kind of irritating for you. Sometimes to me, it's irritating if I hear my voice in two different like velocities or like speeds. So if you want, you can turn off your or like mute yourself on Zoom just for this part if you think that makes sense. If you're cool with it, that's fine.
Yeah, I can.
Because also my voice is coming through actually,
Okay,
right?
let's turn it off right now, and just for the example we do in a moment, we just turn it on.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. So I mean, you mute yourself on Zoom, the mic, so that the audio is only being processed through Huon. Is that possible right now? Like your voice? Yeah, exactly. So
okay, is it now better?
yeah,
Okay.
you can just turn up the volume a bit now because it's minus 20 is pretty low for the voice, right?
Can you? It's now better?
Yeah, great.
Okay. Yeah. Actually, we have the delay. Now we have the delay through a Zoom. It's not the delay of Huan.
Ah, interesting.
But yeah, just to show. So here are also a compressor and the limiter. You can play around with it just to fit your maybe your live session. So the voice module is made for you to integrate voice into your live sessions.
Yeah, that's super helpful. Um,
I turn my mic on in Zoom again. Back is
yeah, it's better. It's better. But yeah, that's good to let people know what that is about in the live sessions. And the cool thing is with the compressor, we will show you how to set that up properly so that the dynamic range is not so big and that your voice is almost like equally loud when you're like more gentle and normally talking. And it will just even things out and that will make it all more transparent and more pleasant for people to listen to and make sure that you have always a good projection of your voice. Like a compressor is a really good tool to have. And then also the limiter, just in case you chant or you channel something and then go all over the place. And the limiter makes sure that it's not like clipping and people don't lose their hearing.
Yeah, yeah, totally. And we go deeper than in the course.
The chorus, exactly.
Um, yeah,
But yeah,
so
you could also put a delay and a reverb on your voice, just saying that, right? If you want to sound cool, like want to have a nice echo on your voice or like have this like ethereal feel or whatever, you can have those effects also routed to the mic, right?
yeah,
Within Huon. Yeah, yeah. So
yeah. So I think one of the following courses is also the audio effects, and we can put this together here. I think this is a nice fit. I can show you how to use the effects chain with the voice here.
totally. Yeah, let's do
Um,
that.
so in Huon, I made it so that there is a effects chain. It's designed like return tracks in Ableton, for example. And this is so because I think it's very important if you want to integrate binaural beats or isochronic tones that the dry signal is as clear as possible. So you have much control about what you actually want to do. And so for me, the send effects, this routing, this is in parallel, would be like the best fit to
Mhm.
ensure that you have most control about your clear signal and then just add affected signal to the mix as you wish.
Totally.
And so here in the tool category, we have the mixer. And in the mixer, you have the control about every send effects from all the modules. You can send the binaural beats into the effects chain. You can send noise. You can send the microphone into the effects chain, and you do it here in the mixer. Now you can see like the microphone input is already sent to the effects chain 100%, like, and the binaural beats and the noise is not sent here. You can decide to also send binaural beats just a bit and the noise also. Then a mix is created, and this mix is affected by the effects chain, which is found here. You have the filter, you have the master filter and the pre-effects filter. You can filter the signal before it's going into the delay and the reverb. And here are the delay and the reverb. Each module also have a filter you can fine-tune your sound with. And let's see what it will sound like if I speak into the mic now here. Hello? Right now there is okay, this is not the delay from here. Mix. Okay, this is what I know why it's not sounding, because here in the mixer the effects blend is set to 0, so there's no effects mixed to the master out.
Yeah, that's good to know. Like that happened to me also. I was like, why isn't it working? And this is the solution.
Yeah, so and we have this compact view of the mixer here. You could also adjust the blend here of your effects.
Which is an overall dry wet, basically, right?
Yeah, dry wet, exactly.
Mm.
And let's set it to 50%. And now if I speak, this is the delay of Huon right now. We also hear the delay of Zoom together, both together actually. I can turn up the feedback here. I turn down the volume a bit. And now this is the delay with a lot of feedback. And the delay is set to 4 Hertz. And now we have like the delay repeating at 4 Hertz, and 4 Hertz, we can use it as an isochronic tone then.
That's genius, man.
This is very like experimental and powerful feature.
So you can make organic isochronic tones.
Yeah, you could. Okay, now we have this feedback loop with the Zoom.
Yeah, because it's coming out of your speakers, going into the mic again, and this is creating this crazy feedback.
Yeah, okay, let me turn off my...
Can you put on your headphones maybe, and then it's not coming out of the speakers? Like just in general, route the audio into your headphones so it doesn't get out of your speakers.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So let's try. Hello?
There we go.
And now I can set up the delay to my desired frequency. Now I turned it down to 2.25 Hertz, and it's interpolating to this frequency. And we hear like the pitch is getting lower.
Yeah, it's acting like a tape delay basically, right? So the pitch gets lower when the frequency gets lower and gets higher when the frequency gets faster, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can use it in so many experimental ways. And one cool thing is if you have a session where you want to add affirmations or subliminals also in your music productions, you can use this delay to do that. And if you set up a very low frequency, like 1.5 hertz, it's like each 2 seconds it gets repeated. And so if I have like a variety of things that I can do with it. It's like a loop recorder. Okay. Steffen, do you want to say one sentence as an affirmation now?
Is it picking it up now?
Oh, wait. So, okay, if I say now, then it's picking up. Now.
I am not remembering. Oh, sorry. I do it again. I do not impose harmony. I remember it. So I think it's not recording because it's not getting out of your speakers anymore, right?
Yeah, it's not hearing your.
Yeah, exactly. It's fine.
Okay. I am the light. I am the light. I am the light. Yeah. So
Awesome.
your creativity is not, you can, yeah, it's not set into, you can use your creativity in so many ways here.
Yeah, that's what I love about it.
Yeah,
It's a
so
creative playground.
yeah, we have a course where we go into this in depth, also like creative use cases and everything. So yeah, what do we
Alright.
have? What is next?
Frequency integration and tunings.
Yeah, frequency integration, like is a big field. It's very advanced, and this is also very, I would say very much a thing that we go deeper in the course. But I can show some features, some things that are like
Yeah,
dedicated.
just the main idea. Yeah.
So just like normally if we produce modern music, it's often we have this equal temperament. It's Stefan, you can tell better about it because you're more familiar with these different types of temperaments. Maybe you can just give a quick overview in what's possible.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I'm happy to. So the thing is that Huon is also like a synthesizer, so you can also play chords and melodies as we have seen, and also with the arpeggiator. And the thing is, though, the way that the scales are set up in Western music is that they use something that is called equal temperament, which is convenient for us to play different instruments across all the keys. However, it is a derivation from the natural order of harmonics, how they occur in nature. So what happens is we are slightly getting out of tune with nature because we are losing that mirroring or that harmonic nesting that we can get back by changing temperaments. And a good example would be just intonation or Pythagorean tuning, which is pretty close to the way that frequencies vibrate in nature. And then recently, Robert Edward Grant made this amazing discovery of precise temperament tuning, which is even more precise than the just intonation, because with just intonation, you still have to have a unique tuning for each key. So if you want to play just intonated C major, you have a certain set that you need to set the intervals. And if you want to play C sharp, then you have to readjust it. With the precise temperament tuning, the cool thing is it works across all keys and is in perfect harmonic ratios with the nature and the cosmos, and therefore the perfect harmonic resonance tool or gateway when working with sound and music. And I will do videos for that on my channel. I already prepared things, I just need to find the time to record them, but I will go in depth about all of those things. So this is just a brief idea, and I'm so grateful that you implemented this precise temperament tuning, which is the first plugin or tool ever that has this feature like built in, and it's amazing that this is possible, because then, if you're playing melodies or tones, which I do a lot, like I layer stuff, and the sine waves are good, like layers in lower octaves, they're good bass layers for pads or whatever, and then it's all in harmony, because I work with precise temperament almost exclusively now. So then, those tones are also syncing up with that, which is amazing. And and then you can have, as you showed, like the solfeggio integration, where you can play those frequencies. So that is super powerful in terms of being able to create the highest degree of harmonic resonance and harmonic nesting, which creates more coherence in our productions. Yeah.
Oh, wow. So well explained. Can also give a quick example. Just play a chord in equal temperament and switch to precise. And switch to Pythagorean. Like you feel like you more feel like the difference. Yeah. So you can experiment with it, and here you can set up all the temperaments. And also here are the experimental ones with Solfeggio frequencies, the planetary frequencies, Fibonacci frequencies.
Super cool.
Yeah, you can play around with those. And yeah, so frequency integration into your music production is sometimes not so easy, right, Steffen? Like you have to think about things, how to make it, to make the frequencies you want to integrate, for example, solfeggio frequencies, how to make them fit into like an existing production. Or also if you want to use like a specific frequency for your isochronic tones, you might think about the speed of your music production, the rhythm you have, the BPM you have set in within your DHW, and there might be frequencies that doesn't fit so well to the rhythm you already have in your project. So these are the things you have to think about, and these are parts of the course as well. And I can give you a quick view into some features I designed exactly for these cases. Here's a little rhythm converter. If you, maybe your project has a BPM of, let's say, 138, then this rhythm converter shows you all the sub frequencies that are within this BPM, which are fitting very well to your speed of your song. And amazing. Here you can see, okay, I see like 4.6 hertz is one frequency I could use to go into theta, or 3.07 hertz. And yeah, this is a big helper for you to use. So this is one feature for the frequency integration into your music production. Another thing is the frequency list, the frequency presets. This is just a table with lots of frequencies, the Fibonacci frequencies, Schumann frequencies, planetary frequencies, and each have a description, and also I set up all BPM for some frequencies. There are BPMs which fit very well to those frequencies. And yeah, so this is something we will go into deeper in the course. This is very it's a bit heavy, right? To think about, okay,
I mean, to me, it looks like second nature, but yeah, totally. Like, I mean, it's definitely super awesome that you compiled all this and that it's all there and that I can just use this as a resource, you know, based on, do I want to make planetary tuned music to the chakras? Do I want to work like with solfeggio frequencies, chakra frequencies, whatever? It's just like all there, man. It's like a library, a resource. So yeah, thank you for that.
Totally. So the equal temperament is like the default in all DHWs, and I found myself like using the calculator so much, trying to integrate frequencies. How should I tune a track to fit this? And yeah, then I found this list very useful and I integrated it here. So if you find yourself also doing those things, this list might be very helpful to you.
Definitely.
Yeah, and yeah, in the course we go deeper into this stuff then, I think.
Totally.
What do we have?
Let's see what's next. So next will be recording and automation.
Yeah, so let's go into the audio recording. So if we go to the settings, we have this recorder settings module here, and you can set up some things like the file prefix. Maybe you're working on a session with a name and you can set up it here. Let's say studio course, and you can set up the normalization peak. So you record something, and after the recording, Huon normalizes the audio to this volume here. So you can set up maybe -3 dB. I set it here to -20 dB. As you wish, you can set it here. Yeah, and then you just press the record button. For this showcase, I will just use the autoplay. I will just play and explain afterwards.
Great.
Play.
Can you increase the gain a little bit? For me, it's hard to hear at the moment.
Yeah. Oh, this bass sound. Okay, I will stop the recording and imagine this was your session you did, and you press the record button and you say, thank you, I recorded this, I can use this later on. And then you go into the recordings folder, and here you have the recording, and you can play it back, and you can integrate it into your music production. It's very low volume because it's set to -20 dB.
Yeah, and I was wondering, was it doing that in real time? Like, was it normalizing it in real time or just in the rendering process?
Just in the rendering process.
Okay.
Yeah, here it's recorded, it's normalized to -20 dB. You can set it to another normalizing volume. But yeah, you could then just play around also in the Huon Studio standalone version and record it, and maybe you use snippets into your production later in
Yeah,
the
or you
DHW.
send the whole session to your client, right? To listen again.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the recorder. So
Cool.
actually the automation I cannot show in the standalone version here. But
yeah, I know we need a plugin for that. But basically what happened is that everything that you would have changed, each parameter would have been captured, documented in an envelope, and shown and as an option to change it. So if we felt like, oh, we were going too quick, or like that was too loud or whatever, we would be able to post, produce it, and make adjustments, and or just like create waves and flows as we like them to be. Let's say like in the course of 5 minutes, you want to go from one binaural to another one, then automation can do that for you.
Yeah, totally. And for the automation, we go into this later in the course, also in depth.
Okay, then we pretty much have two features left. Like one would be time shift parameters and creative modulation, which you already kind of showed a little bit, but maybe you can just talk about the time shift thing.
Yeah.
And then the last thing would be like pro features and creative tools, but this is more like just a mentioning, right? Because it's going to be in the course more in depth, basically.
Yeah, the time shift parameter is also a thing that belongs to the automation somehow, because this is what I wanted to mention for the automation. But let me explain first what the time shift parameter is, because this is important just to understand.
Very unique.
Yeah, the time shift parameter allows you to do automation that you normally would do in your DHW, also in the standalone version. This was the goal for me, integrating the time shift parameter. Let me explain how it works. So many parameters, almost every parameter has a second parameter on the right side here. As you can see, now almost every parameter is set to 10 seconds here. I can adjust every time shift parameter to another time, like here 5 seconds, here 2 seconds. And this is the duration. A frequency change will be adjusted in. So if I set a new value, the current value is interpolated in time to the new value. Like, let me give you an example.
Yeah,
if I
let's
play,
listen to something.
let us go to the initial state. Now I have the binaural beat. I set the time shift of the frequency for the binaural beats to 10 seconds. And now I set the frequency to, let's say, 10 Hertz. Now it takes 10 seconds for the frequency to shift to the new frequency. You hear it's a blending, an interpolation.
Yeah.
And actually, one use case for binaural beats or for relaxation music would be, as I think of it, would be to like invite someone who's listening and get them from the point where they are at the moment in terms of their brain state and lead them to a desired state, let's say,
which is usually between alpha or beta, right? Like most people are probably in beta when they start the journey, maybe, you know, like higher alpha, but something around that.
Yeah. So you might start at 15 Hertz or something. And in your session, you might want to now make a journey for this listener and lead them to a desired space. Let's say relaxation, maybe theta state, 4 Hertz. Then yeah, as science shows that the brain needs like around about 8 minutes to adjust to the binaural beats frequency, more or less. So a good idea would be maybe to set this time shift parameter to 8 minutes here. You can do it here, 8 minutes. Then you start your session with 14 Hertz. Now it's playing. And if I set now 4 Hertz, it already starts to blend, to interpolate to 4 Hertz. 8 minutes is almost not noticeable yet. But here you also see like a progress bar on the parameter. You see, okay, where you are at.
Cool.
And yeah, you can use it for blending within the standalone version without the ability to automate your parameters.
That's awesome.
These are the time shift parameters.
Yeah, cool.
But the thing is, if you decide to automate your parameters in the host EHV in Ableton, for example, then I would suggest to set, or it's important to set the time shift values as low as possible. For this, here is the global time shift parameter. You can set up all time shift parameters at once. So you can just turn this to 0.01. This is 10 milliseconds. This is a good value for automation in Ableton, for example, because just think about it. If you had the value to 1 second and automate in Ableton, then there would be like a how to
conflict of interest, like information.
So
collision.
yeah, exactly. So this is important to keep in mind. Yeah, that's about the time shift parameters.
Amazing. So I think like with this, we can almost like conclude this feature overview. The only thing that I would be like curious would be like, you know, there's a pro version, right? And then there's a basic version, and they differ in price. And right now we don't go into the idea of it being subscription based versus one-time payment. We will post a statement where you have like stated really beautifully and really clear the idea, intention, and process behind it, and that will also be in the video description in case people are wondering, you know, because yeah, that's going to be addressed there. But there's two pricings, and the basic version pretty much gives you everything that you need. But then there's some features that are only in the pro version, and maybe we can just have a look at the differences.
Yeah. So I would then stop this screen sharing. Would you share the
Yeah, I can share
list? Okay.
Yeah, totally. Let's see if I'm allowed to. Yes. Okay, so the features. So this is a feature list that you can find on the website. Huon Loft of Studio features, right? And then you can see like already, like if just, you know, by scrolling down, like most of the features are in both versions, right? Like the only thing that is kind of like special and exclusive to the pro version are the features of autoplay, which we basically just showed you like a little example of it, right? The audio recorder. So if you want to record your sessions, you know, and you want to give it for clients to listen again, or you want to use it in your production, what you have recorded in the standalone version, then this will only be in the pro version. The temperament selector, what we showed you like with equal temperament, to change that into precise temperament or Pythagorean or like solfeggio or planetary. I'm pretty sure this will also grow over time as we discover new temperaments and frequencies. And there's a lot in terms of sonic geometry that we haven't even talked about. And probably this will be added step by step. But for now, those super main powerful features like the solfeggio and the precise temperament, which are probably the most powerful and super unique tools. You will get that only in the pro version, as well as the frequency presets. So like basically like there's a whole list of frequencies of all kinds of applications for benefits on body, mind, and spirit that are compiled and available as presets. And then we have the rhythm converter that Daniel just showed you, where you can calculate the frequencies based on a BPM, and also something called equal loudness, which we will also get into the course. So yeah, basically, you know, like if you go for the basic version, you're super good to go with most features. And then if you want to have a little extra, you know, like those features that we just shared, then you would have to choose the pro version, right? So yeah, I think
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So so in the course we will also show all the pro features. It's always like if the last session I did, afterwards I thought, oh no, I wanted to mention this and I forgot this, and this would be great to integrate or talk about as well. But yeah, so in the course we will go into everything, every pro features. We didn't mention all.
Also we didn't want to make the video too long and make it like too excessive, right? But here you can see right now I pulled up the course overview. So here are all like the different modules of the course, and yeah, you can read about that also on the Huon website. And yeah, we're just like starting the production of the videos, and then the course will be available very soon, and you can go full on in depth. Yeah, so
yeah, perfect.
Daniel, wow, I pull off my imaginary hat, you know, for the work. Thank you so much. It's a one-man project, which is pretty mind-blowing. in regards of what is possible. And it's something that I didn't know I need until I saw it, because I wasn't even thinking in the ways that you're thinking. I love to work, in experimental ways and to be kind of a pioneer in those realms. And this, as I said, is such a great playground. It's so well thought out and it is so flexible to still grow and evolve. And I really like that. And I love that we are having this dialogue constantly to see, what features can be implemented and also receiving feedback from the community. I know that you have a lot of interactions with, people who are subscribing to Huon that you support and they give you ideas for features. So it's this beautiful field that is being cultivated and growing, and it's a community of sonic alchemists that really shape this experience. And yeah, I'm super grateful to be part of this.
Yeah, and I'm also so thankful for this opportunity. So, yeah, thank you so much, Stefan, for sharing your community also with Huon. It's such a door opener for Huon. The work you're doing, the cooperation we do, I'm so thankful for it as well. And I also wanted to invite people who see this to you are invited to like I would give you like an introduction if you want to. You can just contact me, contact us, like to get you started all for free. Just I feel like such a deep calling to get this knowing about these techniques to the people, and it's like it's opening my heart to see these things going around now. So, and I'm so happy that people are interested in those things, frequencies, like
It's
healing.
where it's all at, man. It's all about frequency, sound, and vibration. Like this is how we create and remember the new earth together. One tone at a time.
Yeah.
In harmonic resonance, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So nice. Yeah.
Okay, so I think we conclude this here, and then you guys can see us in the course video very soon.
Yeah. So thank
Feel
you.
free to let us know in the comments if you have any questions, suggestions, feedback. We are super open to receive feedback. And yeah, hope that you feel inspired. And if you end up using it, thank you for joining us on this mission of changing, elevating the frequency and bringing things back into harmony and coherence on this planet right now.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Mm-hmm. You can stop the recording.
Okay.